What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to saddle hunt, and I'm going to be taking you through my exact setup and teardown and everything I do along the way. So let's get into it. So to start, I've got my saddle, I've got my sticks. Normally I have my bow and my backpack with me, but we're not hunting today, so I didn't necessarily bring those out here. I've got my saddle attached to me. I will have the sticks attached to me as well. And I have a couple pockets here that house some stuff that I need. If you're saddle hunting in a way to where you have so much stuff attached to you, I really suggest getting some sort of suspenders. Just helps hold it up while you're walking out, walking back. It's just really helpful long term. So before we start climbing, I want to talk about tree selection and more importantly, where you set up on the tree. Now, if I'm going to climb this tree right here, let's say I want to be facing the tree this way, I'm going to set my sticks just off center from where I want my platform to be. Once I get up there, I don't want to have to step directly up above my platform. I want to be able to shift it off just slightly to the side so it's easier to get on and maybe a little bit safer. Okay, so I've picked out the tree, I've decided where I want my platform to go. It's time to start climbing. So we're going to get our first stick. Now I would like to add, in one of my previous videos I mentioned that I use this paracord as an aider for my sticks. People didn't seem to like that suggestion, and that's okay. I totally understand why people are saying that, so I want to reiterate, there are lots of people who professionally make aiders that can go on your sticks that are completely safe. You can attach to the stick and get that same benefit. So if you're looking to put some aiders on your sticks, definitely look those up, buy you some. It's going to help in the long run. So since I have that aider on this first stick, I'm going to be able to set it just a little bit higher, but not too high. Probably chest level right here. I'm going to attach the stick to the tree. Wrap the excess. Now the reason I say not to put it too high is because yes, I can lean back and get my foot way up here. However, the second that you step up and you're off the ground, you should have a tether wrapped around the tree. And what that tether is going to do is it's going to limit your mobility and your ability to step up higher onto the tree. So you don't want to get this too high or you're going to be struggling to reach it, and on the way back down that could be problematic as well. So we're going to get our tether rope out, and like I said, the second that you're going to step foot off the ground, you should be attached to the tree, and you should never come unattached from that tree. So got our tether here. Once you step into it, it's really going to cinch that stick down into the tree. And we're just going to climb using our hands to pull the rope up. If you get up here, now I'm really far away from the tree. Now I want to be a little bit closer. If you need to tighten this, hug the tree, hold the cord with this hand, tighten up. Now I'll get you a little closer to the tree. So we're just going to keep going up. I've got everything attached to me, so I never have to go back down to the tree. And one thing I'll mention is the first thing I do when I get to the base of the tree before I start climbing is I have my bow rope tied to my saddle. It's attached to the bow on the ground. That way I can pull it up when I get to the top. But since it's attached to me in that way, I don't have to worry about it until I get up there. So we'll take out our next stick. Now I'm not going to go too high just for the sake of the video. I don't necessarily need to go that high, but we'll do one more. So we'll set it about the same, maybe chest high, maybe a little bit lower. Now something I will mention Now something I will mention is I chose the perfect tree for this demonstration. There's no limbs on it. I'm not worried about that. However, like I said earlier, you should never come unattached from the tree. So let's say I chose a tree and there's some limbs here. One of the really nice things about saddle hunting is you can climb any tree without having to cut down too many limbs. However, saddle hunting is only as safe as you make it. So if there was a limb here and I could not get my tether cord above that limb without unattaching it, what I would do first, and I won't do it here because I don't have a limb to demonstrate it, but what I would do first is I would take out another cord. I have another tether here in my pack. I would attach it in the same way, put it over the branch, and then, and only then, would I be able to unattach the one below the branch and move it up. You should never, while you're on the tree, not be attached to it with a tether. There should never be a point until you reach the ground that you should not have a tether on that tree. Saddle hunting is only as safe as you make it. You can make it more dangerous than it has to be. So make sure you're taking proper precautions. Carry an extra tether. That way if you're having to maneuver around limbs and branches, you can do it in a safe way. Now something else I might add is I don't set my saddle very high above my last stick. The higher you're having to step up, the more risk you're putting yourself at. So I only put my platform about, I don't know, few inches above my top stick, not very high because I don't want to have to step up very high. It's just a recipe for making a mistake and possibly getting hurt or falling or this, that, and the other. So let's say this is my last stick. Before I even step up on the last stick, I'm just going to go ahead and set up my platform because it's a lot easier to tighten the platform from here than it is if I was standing on top of this stick and trying to tighten something below me. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got the platform just off center from where the sticks are so I don't have to step up directly above it. That becomes especially advantageous when you're stepping back down and the platform's out and you're trying to get back on the stick. It's all about safety here. So I set it just off center and just barely above that top stick. Another thing you can do once you've really tightened down the strap on the tree, just go ahead and pull down on it, cinch it into the tree, and keep climbing. Once you're up here, if you want to try and cinch that platform down into the tree even more, you can step on it, press down, then once you open it, it's cinched in there nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. And now you're on your platform. Now from here, what I would do, I have a gear strap. I would attach it to the tree first. I would take my backpack off and put it on the tree. And then I would pull my bow up, put it on that gear strap. Now I have everything up here. Everything's up here. I don't have to climb back down the tree. I'm good to go. From there, you can attach your other rope. Through the loop. Now I will add, I think some people have issues with their rope falling down the tree. If you look it up on YouTube, there's lots of ways to be able to put some kind of knot here to where it's not falling down. I have not historically had issues with that, but it is a problem that there are a lot of solutions out there too. So make sure you do a lot of research before you get started with your first saddle hunt. Now from here, I've got the top rope around the tree. I'm tight. I've screwed down this little part on the carabiner so it can't open can't come unattached. From here, you can take off the tether that you had around the tree as you're climbing. Now, if you want to make things really safe, if you're really nervous about saddle hunting, you can stay just like this. 2 ropes. I'm up here, I can shoot, I can move. And I mean, I'm locked in. I feel locked in. There's no way I could fall from here. But most people will take this rope off. I just attach it to me. And from there, I'm good to go. I can sit, I can hang. Now, on the teardown, when you're coming down, put this rope back on. Do not take this top rope off until you have this other rope attached to the tree. Again, I would like to reiterate, you should always be attached to the tree. Unless your feet are firmly planted on the ground, you should always be attached to the tree. So now that I have this rope back on, I can take this one off. And from here, this is where it comes in real handy to have the platform a little bit off center from the sticks. Because if the sticks were directly under my platform, I would have to find a way to step on them underneath the platform because the platform's out. But from here, I actually have my sticks a little bit off center and I can just step down. Bam, I'm on the sticks. From here, I'll climb down, staying attached to the tree. The same thing I said earlier applies. Just because you're coming down the tree, that doesn't change anything. If you had to maneuver around the branch, again, just because you're coming down, just because you're already halfway down the tree, that doesn't mean anything. Take out your extra rope, put it under the branch, then take the top one off. Always stay attached to the tree. From here, I can take the platform off. And again, if you have a way to attach this to you, that makes climbing up and down super efficient. And also super quiet. Now I can take these sticks and attach them to me, or I could just quietly lower them down. So I've reiterated over and over again that it's super important to always stay attached to the tree. What I'd also like to say is having everything set up in a way that you know exactly where it is, you know exactly what process you're going to go through before you start climbing the tree. It's going to make things faster, it's going to make things quieter, and it's definitely going to make them safer. Guys, this is exactly how I saddle hunt every time I go into the woods. Like I said earlier, I believe that saddle hunting is as safe as you make it. It's also as unsafe as you make it. So make sure you're doing your due diligence to stay safe and always come out of the woods unharmed. If you have any questions about saddle hunting, make sure you drop them in the comments and I'll be responding to them. And while you're there, make sure you leave a comment about your favorite tip someone's ever given you when saddle hunting. If you like this video, we're going to do more in the future. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.